Today on the Boot Guy, we're looking at the Thorogood 804 4280 armed with the Emperor composite toe, 100% waterproof and insulated. Where in the heck should I begin telling you about this boot? Thorogood has put everything they got into one wedge sole 8-inch boot in order to make the perfect cold weather, wet weather, safety-toed wedge sole. Let's just start with the sole. It's the MaxWear sole. Beautiful, soft, resilient, bouncy, long wearing in the realm of wedge soles. Now, we all know that wedge soles, depending on your job, don't last that long. But the one thing you can always be assured of when it comes to wedge soles is that you're going to be comfortable from the day you put this thing on to the day you're either cutting it off and putting a new one on, or the day you're replacing the boot. A wedge sole, especially something made out of this MaxWear material, is extremely comfortable and much more durable than most of the stuff that's on the market today. It's completely welted, so that means as you wear this sole down, you can chop off the old one, put a new one on. It's a full Goodyear welt all the way around. The leather, it's the tobacco leather. It's super soft, it's super pliable, it's something you can come to depend on. It's not cheap and thin, and it's not so thick and heavy that you can't break it in. Out of the box, these boots feel like they're already a part of you. Now, that doesn't mean that there's not going to be a few little places there that you're going to have to break in, but having this tobacco leather really makes it a lot easier. Now, the 4280 composition safety toe, and it's just not a comp toe, it's the Emperor toe. So that means it's a tad bit wider. It's a tad bit taller. You can bend, you can flex, you can do what you need to do. It's not going to cut into your foot. And if you're stuck outside, having the Emperor toe with just a little bit more space is actually going to make for a warmer boot because you're not going to be so close to the insulation inside. You're going to have some air moving around your foot, which is really important when it comes to really cold weather. The more air you can have inside your boot that you can trap mixed with Thinsulate Ultra, the warmer you're going to be. So since I brought it up, yeah, it has Thinsulate Ultra in there, which is probably the best insulation that's on the market. So as you can tell, they didn't really skip any steps. They didn't skimp anywhere. They used great leather, a great sole, a great insulation, and they really thought the composition toe through. That's right, it's waterproof. It's armed with a Dri-Lex liner. Now, Dri-Lex has been proven all through the hunting world and through some of the work boots to really work and hold up through real abusive situations. So lots of flexes, lots of banging, lots of in and out, taking the boot on and off repeatedly for weeks on end, as you normally do with a work boot. It's not going to break down, it's not going to wear out, and it's not going to let water in. Now, inside the boot, what you're going to find is the U.S.A. insole, and I've talked about this before. This is the ultimate shock absorbing insole. Insole is great. It's probably one of the best American-made insoles out there for a work boot. So anytime you get the chance to replace your old insoles, try and get yourself a U.S.A. insole. Now, since the boot is insulated and waterproof, one of the problems you might run into is the tongue. They're trying to keep as much water out of this boot as possible, so they sewed the tongue up really high. Now, in doing so, they had to minimize the opening up top. Most guys don't really have a problem with this boot getting it on and off because they're putting it on with dry socks. So if you're taking this boot off in the middle of the day just to let your feet breathe, you get somewhere warm and comfortable, just for 10-20 minutes, try to put dry socks on. The drier your socks are, the easier it is to get a pair of these on. Now, I'm sure I forgot to mention, made in America. Why would I forget to mention that? I always mention that at the beginning, right? But an American-made boot. It's Weinbrenner. It's Thorogood. Now, because it's American-made, you can tell that they don't skimp anywhere. Like I mentioned, the insulation, the waterproof liner, the beautiful sole, the fact that it can be resoled, and then that brings us to the eyelids and speed laces. Now, Thorogood did something that's really clever here when it comes to an insulated, waterproof wedge sole winter boot, is they put speed laces all the way to the top. They left out the eyelid that you normally see at the top of boots where you're going to push your laces through. I like this because having that extra eye hole up there is always a big pain in the butt. It's easier to get your boot on and off with the more speed laces you have in a work situation. And the speed lace that they use, this single piece brass, this isn't one of those that you're going to bend out of place if it should get caught on the edge of something. Now about the size and the fit, well, guess what? Insulated, waterproof, comp toe, you're probably going to have to really try these on and figure out whether or not you want a regular or a wide. My suggestion when it comes to something like this being a winter work boot, always go with a wide. Always give yourself space inside there for extra pairs of socks, sock liners, heavier socks, wool socks, hunting socks, whatever you're going to put inside this thing, you're going to need some space. And the other thing you need space for is air. You need to have some air pockets inside there, whether it's just in the front of the foot or in the ankle section. You need somewhere to trap some air in order to trap some heat. So that's the 804-4280 insulated, waterproof, comp toe, wedge sole by Thorogood. Hey, if you're currently wearing the 804-4280 with the MaxWear sole, please comment below. Let guys know how much life you're getting out of the MaxWear sole and what type of work you're doing. It's really important if you're going to talk about the longevity of this sole and how it lasts, that we understand exactly what it is you're doing to the sole to wear it out and or to keep it going. Hey, if you've ever had a pair of these resoled, please also comment below. Let guys know about the whole process. Was it a headache? Was it not a headache? Were you happy with the outcome? When you put the boot back on, did it feel like your old boot, or did it take you 2 or 3 days to kind of get it softened up and broken in again? Hey, if you want to know more about the 4280, or if you're interested in seeing some detailed photos of some of the hardware and the stitching in the boot, swing by to bootguy.com. There I'll have all those photos for you, and I'll even have a couple of links that'll make it a lot easier getting a pair of these on your feet. Hey, please don't forget to hit my subscribe button below. It really helps out. And don't forget that you can always follow me on Twitter and Instagram. If you should have any questions about picking up a pair of these 4280s or just Thorogood boots in general, feel free to shoot me over an email. All right, until the next time, I'm the Boot Guy. Thanks a lot for watching.